Alright, here we are for round number 3 against Alt Nicolo. Colors kind of screwed us last game. Let's see if we can get around that problem this game. This hand is iffy. I'm going to keep it. You can't just mulligan two. I always say this. You can't mulligan 2-land hands and hope to get a 3-land hand. That's kind of my philosophy about this. I'm going to lead off with the Sweater Cliffs. Hopefully we're playing against some deck where our removal is good. Another Stompy deck would be hopefully what we're playing against. Any white deck would be a good one. But we'll find out. Green or white? Okay. This is great for us. So I'm going to go ahead and Magma Spray this thing. And, well, probably not going to Magma Spray it yet. Because I want to get some other colors of mana. I don't really want to get another red source. I can either get a black or a second blue. I think the second blue is going to be more important. Alright. It's a little awkward there with the Ash Barrens. We would have been much better off if that had been not an Ash Barrens. Like if it had been an Evolving Wilds or a Terramorphic Expanse. Alright, well we missed our land again. Just going to pass the turn. I want to use my counterspell here if I can. Let's see what our opponent has. I think I'll counter pretty much anything, even one of the rocks. Lone Missionary I don't really want to counter actually. I would just like to Magma Spray the Glint Hawk. Alright. Evolving Wilds is a nice draw. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Swamp with that one. I'm going to hold up the counterspell again. I don't know what I was like planning on countering with it, that I didn't want to just kill this Lone Missionary. But I just don't want them to get card advantage. I don't know, I'm just going to kill this Lone Missionary. I should have maybe done it earlier, because now they could have Prismatic Strands me, but they didn't. And they didn't play anything, which kind of seems like they might have misclicked. I don't know how they wouldn't have something to play. Ash Barrens is a good one. Gonna go ahead and grab another Swamp since I have this Evankar's Justice. They didn't play anything last turn at all. On the other hand, I don't really want my opponent to get a Monarch token here, so I'm gonna not let that happen. For those of you who've been talking to me on Discord, I did in my first league encounter multiple decks that were able to turn 4 or turn 5 Monarch token me, and I did win all of those games, but at the same time, it's much easier if you don't have to deal with that. So, gonna go ahead and play that one. Pristine Talisman is only okay here. I think I want a Teachings, and I'm gonna grab an Exclude with it. Also kind of want to make my opponent think I'm holding up another counterspell, even though I'm not. So, gonna grab an Exclude. All their cards that matter are creatures, so no real reason to grab anything different. This Evolving Wild is gonna get another island. Alright, my opponent is afraid to cast anything into my counterspells, which is just fine with me. Pristine Talisman here. Get to hold up Exclude afterwards. We're looking to be in pretty good shape here. Our opponent's start was just too slow. All these white decks are just too slow to beat us, for the most part. With my blue-black Teachings deck, I'm 13-1 against decks that have white, and I lost one to Boggles. I'm going to exclude that guy. No, I just don't care. I really don't want to get hit by Palace Sentinels, so I'll just Flame Slash that Glint Hawk later. Just on my next turn. I assume this is going to be the Wellspring again. Yep. They have another Glint Hawk? No, they do not. Alright. See if I draw a land. Nope, no land. I am going to cast that. See what we hit here. Innocent Blood is a decent one. I'm actually going to use that now. I doubt that they're playing the token version, but they do probably... They might still have... I don't know what they could have. They could have Kuldotha Kuldotha Rebirth, or they could have Battle Screech, and that would make my Innocent Blood bad. So I'd like to go ahead and just get the Glinthawk off the table while I can. Not countering a Lone Missionary. A flashback thing twice end of turn. Not going to counter that either, I don't think. I'll just find a removal for them eventually. I just really don't want to have to deal with a Monarch token. Once I get a second counterspell in hand, I'll start countering some of these. Alright, Brainstorm. Unfortunately, Swirling Sandstorm doesn't hit creatures with flying. So, just going to Flame Slash this. I think I'm going to Brainstorm first. See if I can hit a land here. Alright, those are pretty decent. I'm going to shuffle away this Dispel. And I think the Swirling Sandstorm. I think the Avant-Garde Justice is better against this deck. Okay. Gonna shuffle that stuff. Grab another. I'm gonna grab a mountain, I think, actually, so I have 2 red sources. No, I'll grab an island. Because it makes more sense to just Flame Slash this Skyfisher. And I'll pass the turn. I struggle to figure out how my opponent could possibly come back from this, but I wouldn't say that we've locked up the game quite yet. I don't have quite enough mana for me to make that prediction. This is an interesting strategy for my opponent this game, where they played the Glinthawk on turn 1 and picked up their land, but then after that they started like playing these out right away instead of like putting more threats on the table. I'm almost to the point where I can flashback Teachings and get a counterspell or something. Alright, don't have anything to cast here. I'm going to play this Bloodfell Caves, and I'm going to Firebolt the Lone Missionary. And I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to hold up Teachings here. If they don't play a Palace Sentinels, I'll almost certainly cast Teachings. Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to counter a Glinthawk. They can get all these 2-for-1s on me that they want. I'm just getting a lot more advantage than they are. They got a bunch of dead cards in their deck. Like all these bolts and stuff, they're going to eventually have to start flinging at me. Are not great. Don't have a super great answer to the Skyfisher right now. Sure, I'll exclude it. Alright, I drew another exclude, so play well, get rewarded, I guess. I'm probably going to cast pieces of the puzzle here. My other option would be to flashback my Firebolt. I think I'll actually just flashback the Firebolt. That seems like a decent play. I still get to hold up exclude. They are going to get to resolve Palace Sentinels if they play 2 of them in the same turn, which they might be able to. But now they can't. Not enough mana after playing the Ichor Wellspring. Alright, nothing from my opponent there. I think I'm just going to flashback the Teachings here if they don't cast anything. Alright, I'll probably counter any creature that they play with an exclude. One thing that's nice about playing against this deck is they're going to mill themselves a lot on their own. I don't have to do all the milling for them. Alright, let's go ahead and grab another Teachings. It's a decent chance I'm going to end up Teachings at some point to find Brainstorm, just to try to get another land. In fact, I might do that at the end of turn here. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to Teachings for Teachings, and then Teachings for Brainstorm. I'm going to cast the Brainstorm on my turn, though. Alright. Brainstorm. Alright, gonna put this Think Twice on the top, and I think the Echoing Decay. Yeah, it seems good. And I guess I'm gonna pieces of the puzzle those away. I'm gonna grab... None of these matter. I'm gonna put the Think Twice in the graveyard for sure. I'll grab the Echoing Decay and the Dispel, I suppose. I'm just gonna be discarding a bunch of cards this turn anyway. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna discard the Echoing Decay and a Flame Slash. I have enough counter spells that I don't really need to worry about having enough removal spells. Yeah, I'll just exclude that guy. Alright. My opponent just on nothing, just on the F6 plan. I do have to decide what I want to do here, how I want to kill my opponent. If I want to try to kill them with Evankar's Justice, if I want to capsize all their permanents, what exactly I feel like doing. I'm just going to play on my lands and let them keep discarding to hand size if they really want to. Once I start running out of lands, then I'll start thinking about teachings for something. Yeah, just dispel that. They don't have anything else I want to dispel. And that was why I took that dispel. Alright, let's teachings for capsize, I think. I could get Whispers of the Muse or whatever, but I think capsize will do just fine. Alright, let's start playing out some of these fetch lands. I'm actually going to be running out of lands to fetch soon, I think. I don't have a ton of them. Yeah, Glinthawk's fine. Anything that dies to Evankar's Justice, I'm going to let resolve. I do have to worry about my time a little bit. I've been playing a little slower for some reason. I don't know if I'm just not like thinking quite fast enough or what the issue is, but I've just been kind of slow. Alright. Gonna capsize these tapped lands first. Sure. I've been Galvanic Blasted. Not particularly worried about getting blasted out from here. I have a lot of counters and have a lot of life to spare right now. My opponent basically dealt me no damage this whole game, so I'm in decent shape that way. Okay, that's 6 and 7. Evankar's Justice. I'm going to be dealing myself a little bit of damage, but that's okay. I still have enough to capsize, so I'll play this Evolving Wilds. Yep. Feel free to Galvanic Blast and bolt me to your heart's content, opponent. It will not be enough, I am sure. So they only have 7 more points of burn in their deck. Maybe they have 11 if they have Firebolt. So I am gonna... I don't know if I'll counter anything, but maybe I will. I would counter another Galvanic Blast if they just speed it off right now. But I'm not really going to give them a chance to speed it off early. I'm going to capsize them, so they can't really make a mistake here. But like I said, they only have 7 more points of instant speed burn. The rest of the burn is not instant speed. Obviously, I'm not going to be casting Evankar's Justice or anything anytime soon. Alright, Kuldotha Rebirth. That's fine. I will Evankar's Justice those away. What's my opponent got here? Actually, if they play a Palace Sentinels, I'm going to let it resolve. I would actually like them to... definitely would prefer that they have the Monarch token. That gives me a pretty clear avenue to victory here. Alright, let's go ahead and capsize a couple of things. Let's get... I'm going to get their red sources here, just in case they draw a burn spell, I guess. Don't want them to necessarily be able to use it. Okay, got an exclude. Let's go ahead and play this. Playing a little loose here just because I'm trying to go quickly enough. Chainer's Edict. Let's pick up a tapped land to gain another life. Play that out. So probably should have had another blue up rather than this pristine talisman, but I'm not too worried about it here. So our opponent's drawing 2 cards a turn. They've got to kill us pretty fast here. Raven Inspector I'm okay with. It dies to Evankar's Justice. Clue, yeah, they're drawing a lot of cards each turn. They're gonna mill out for sure. Let's just flash back that Think Twice. Because why not? I guess I'm just gonna Innocent Blood this. Thraben Inspector. No real reason to do anything, like to deal myself any more damage. Just waiting for my opponent to mill out here. Pretty confident we've locked up this game completely. I don't need to keep capsizing my opponent or anything like that. Alright, another Kuldotha Rebirth. Perfectly happy to have Evankar's Justice that away. Let's always yield to that thing. I don't know, capsizing kind of a waste of time, but I'm still going to do it. Don't want them to, like, get too crazy of a turn with all their cards. Like, they have a lot of cards. So I don't want them to be able to play, like, 10 spells in a turn or something and I can't deal with it suddenly. Alright. Goodbye, goblins. Alright. So I got a lot of stuff in my graveyard. I got a Teaching still, a Think Twice, and a Chainer's Edict. But for the most part, we're just waiting here for our opponent to draw all the cards in their deck. I want them to get clues and crack them. It speeds up the clock. Just lightning bolt this guy into turn. I don't really want to play another Evankar's Justice if I don't have to. Gonna capsize them again. Alright, pass their turn. Discarding more and more lands. I could probably just F6 like all the rest of these turns and just gain 2 life for the rest of the game and be fine. But I don't really want to make any risks like that. Got plenty of time. I would be pretty surprised if we lost any games to this deck, so I don't really feel the need to rush this one. Yeah, they're going through their cards pretty fast here. Let's just go ahead and just capsize their creatures for now. They can do whatever they want. A couple journeys in the bin. This is the benefit of playing a creatureless deck. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I don't have to care about journeys at all. Don't have to care about anything. I'm going to actually just an F6 here. I'll F3 at the end of the turn to Pristine Talisman if I need to. But our opponent is very nearly out of cards in their deck. They're down to 3. We've still got 44. We've actually gone through almost as many cards as them, because I've gone through 57 and they've gone through 58 only. Alright. I F6 my turn. Guess I kind of have to make sure that they can't deal me like 100. Okay, they committed suicide, so we did it. Now I gotta decide what I want in here. So they did have Kuldotha tokens. I have to decide if I want to rest just to hit I think Duress is actually pretty strong against this deck. They're going to have Pyroblasts and all those mana rocks. Hydroblast is okay. It's a little better than Dispel since I don't care about any of their non-red instants. So I think I'm going to bring in 2 Hydroblast, 2 Electrickery. What am I going to take out? All my cards are good against them, which is kind of my problem. This matchup's just very good, so all of my cards are pretty good. Capsize is kind of unnecessary, probably. Just take that out. I don't need that kind of late game power. I don't really need this much removal, probably. I'm going to take out the 2 Terminates, and then let's take out the Devour Flesh. Then I'll bring in 1 Duress. We're kind of overloaded on removal for their deck. They don't have that many creatures that we need to kill, and I've got sweepers and stuff too. I don't know if I even want this many Electrickeries. Yeah, I kind of have a lot of answers already to the tokens. I do want to keep the Crypt Incursion just because the only way they're going to beat us is if they burn me out, and I don't want that to happen, so I want to have some way to gain life if I need to. Yeah, so the only question is like what number of Hydroblasts, Duresses, and Electrickeries I want. Because I do have the option to go up to 4 for all of them other than Duress. I think I'm just going to have some of each and leave it like this. Miscalc is maybe our worst counterspell. Let's just take Miscalc out and bring in 1 more Hydroblast. Yeah, alright, I like it. Let's do this. It's always tough when you're kind of debating between like the worst cards in your deck, which ones you want to keep in or not. I'm going to keep this. It's not a great hand, but it's going to be able to stop them hopefully from having too fast of a start against us. And I've got a lot of mana. I am going to Duress on turn 1. If they only have 1 rock, it can be really strong to get it out of their hand. Makes all of their other like all their bounce creatures really bad. Yeah. So this Core Skyfisher is terrible now. Hopefully they play it right here. I'll be very happy if they play it. Oh, what a good draw for my opponent. That was like one of the best draws they could have. Well, alright. I'm going to go ahead and play this mountain. So I suspect my opponent is going to play their Core Skyfisher, and then they're going to hope to pick up their Thraben Inspector, and then I'm going to kill the Inspector in response. One problem here is I don't actually have a counterspell to this Palace Sentinels. Alright, playing nothing, huh? Well, I'll kill that Thraben Inspector. Cracking their clue, looking for an untapped land. If that was their play, they should have maybe done it beforehand. I'm going to play this island to represent Exclude. We're going to be in for a tough game if they just jam their Sentinels here, yeah. My hand isn't that strong against them. So I can Flame Slash that guy. And then let's get this Dimir Aqueduct in play. So I have beaten these turn 4 Sentinels several times already, but I've actually beaten them. I should have maybe left the Capsize in, because that's how I've been beating them actually, is by capsizing their lands for the most part. My opponent refuses to cast anything without getting sweet value on it. They will not cast this Core Skyfisher, apparently. Alrighty. Probably just Electrickery these goblins away. I don't know. If they have a... what's it called? Prismatic Strands, that's whatever. Darn. Wish I had a counter for that. Because now I think they're going to jam their Core Skyfisher, which I'm a little surprised that they didn't just pick up a token maybe to get this into play. I don't know exactly. But like they don't need more cards. Like this is just slow. Are they just going to play that again? Like, I don't know. They're going to be at 7 cards every turn for the rest of the game, pretty much, I would guess. Let's go ahead and bolt this guy. Dismal Backwater. So the only creatures I actually have to worry about are the ones that don't die to Evankar's Justice. And they do have several. Like if they play another Core Skyfisher here. I don't have an answer to it yet. Also don't have an answer to another Palace Sentinels, but we've got a little bit of time to find it. I am gaining quite a bit of life with this Crypt Incursion. See if this is another Kuldotha Rebirth. It is. Just gonna F6. Should probably be obvious to my opponent by now that I've got nothing going on. Alright, Ash Barrens. My opponent knows they have free reign here to cast whatever they want. Goblins are dead. Gonna grab another red source with this. Just pass the turn back to my opponent who has millions of cards. Yeah, it's not looking good. Didn't have any of my counter spells. Maybe I'll probably keep that miscalc back in. I don't know if like these Electrickeries and Duresses and stuff are important enough. Maybe I'll take out a Hydroblast. I'm happy to see this, that's for sure. Happy to see anything that's not pressure on my life total. Alright, another Ichor Wellspring. Up to 1 billion million cards. Just casting guys willy-nilly into my Evankar's Justice. So I could easily die next turn to burn spells, but probably gonna Evankar's Justice these guys away. You know, maybe I should have boarded out that Swirling Sandstorm. That might have been a good idea. Alright. So we'll see if I die here. If I don't die this turn, I'll be able to Crypt Incursion. I might not be in such a bad spot. But we'll see. I am representing Dispel and Hydroblast, so maybe they won't go for it, even if they have it. We're about to find out. Alright, Lone Missionary. Lone Missionary doesn't matter. I'm actually not going to tap out. I'm a little scared that I'm just going to die. So, alright, Teachings is a good draw. Now I just need to make sure I don't die. I could spew off this. I could just lose this. And then Crypt Incursion. This is a tough call here. I could maybe just Crypt Incursion first. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 creatures in there though. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it and hope they don't have it, I think. They just, they don't have Metalcraft, so... Let's see. I might as well buy it back, actually. There's no cost, really, to me buying it back. Because I'm not going to be able to play his Teachings anyway. Alright, so I'm going to stop in their upkeep for the Crypt Incursion. Hopefully they do something in my end step. I can Crypt Incursion in response. Yep. Alright, well hopefully I don't die here. Don't think I will. They need 3 more bolts in their hand, and they don't have that many. So I got to gain 3 more life by making my play this way. And if they had enough damage to kill me, they maybe should have done it with my spell on the stack. So we're not out of the woods yet. But I do have this Mystical Teachings, which is going to make this game a lot easier. It's going to make it quite a bit easier for me. But my opponent is still drawing 1 billion cards a turn, which isn't great for us. I don't have anything I can get with Teachings that kills both of these. I should maybe consider playing an Agony Warp in here somewhere. They did get to Metalcraft now. Alright, so I can kill both of these guys. So hopefully they don't have enough burn spells to kill me, because I can't do anything about it. But I've gotten all their guys off the board now. That Skyfisher was my big problem that whole time. Alright. This is an interesting game to navigate. I wonder if I could have maybe played it a little differently at some point. I haven't drawn any pristine talismans, so these Avant-Garde Justice have been pretty painful on me. Yeah, and I can't counter anything. Alright, hopefully I draw a removal spell here. Brainstorm, let's see what this finds me. I can probably shuffle away this Avant-Garde Justice at this point with my teachings. I'm going to put the Justice and land on top. I'm going to pieces. See what I find. Okay, so Counterspell and Exclude both seem pretty good. And then I can kill this Glint Hawk right now, and still hold up Counterspell. I guess I'll use the Magma Spray. All right. So Glint Hawk down. Alternatively, I could have maybe like Avant-Garde Justice plus found a Magma Spray at some point. Not really sure if that's what I wanted to do. Also, it's possible at some point I should have picked up one of these tapped lands, but I've kind of used my mana almost every turn. I'm probably going to have to save this Counterspell for a Galvanic Blast. They still have a lot of them left, and yeah, I'm running out of... Jeez. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about that guy. Haven't been able to gain any life other than my Crypt Incursion, which admittedly was a lot of life, but I really need more. Okay. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So this is 6 and 3 and 3. I'm actually just going to play the Swamp because I might want to... I'm probably going to have to teachings for some stuff to kill these things. Alright, cycling. Gonna definitely counter that with my Exclude. This is gonna get a Pyroblast. I think I'm gonna teachings for... I'm gonna teachings for Hydroblast here. Alright. Let's see if they have another Pyroblast. I'm still probably dead to just burn spells now. Alright, let's grab a Hydroblast. Pop that Pyroblast. Yeah, things are not looking good this game unless they boarded out a bunch of their burn spells, which I find unlikely. We're dead to just 2 burn spells. My opponent doesn't seem to be the waiting type, so I think they'll just spew them off here if they've got them. Nope. Alright, so my opponent actually can't cast 2 burn spells, so I'm going to tap low to cycle this Ash Barrens. Gonna grab, I guess, might as well grab an island. Prohibit is not great. Slash back this thing twice. Maybe I should have thinned a land out. If I drop basic, yeah, feels bad. Alright, we're dead. We're dead this game, it looks like. Ooh, Gorilla Shaman. They just discarded a Gorilla Shaman. They didn't feel like keeping it anymore. It's a bit of a shame I had to lose that teachings. Not going to prohibit Nicker Wellspring. I'm only going to prohibit the burn spells. And only a Galvanic Blast. Gorilla Shaman I can't afford to prohibit. Alright, Evolving Wilds. Guess we'll get this island out of there. Alright, looks like we're dead. Yep. All I have to do is attack me. Well, that wasn't great. That was not great at all. Maybe I just want these Terminates or something. Okay, I want the Miscalc back in for sure. Actually, I wouldn't have minded the Swirling Sandstorm. All the stuff at the end that was killing me didn't have flying. Kind of want one Terminate. I didn't have any way to target. I didn't have any instant speed ways to target that guy, so I think I want the Terminate to kill that Palace Sentinel. I had no way to kill it. You know, otherwise I was pretty pleased with the plan. I just wasn't able to counter that guy, and they drew 2 cards a turn for the whole game. Maybe I'll cut a Magma Spray and one Swirling Sandstorm. Let's just go with this. Alright. We are on the play. We got a good hand. I'll keep it. So this hand is great. It's probably our best hand so far. It's very strong against this deck. If I draw an island, it'll be even better. Oh, punished. You know, I kind of figured it'd be more likely that I would want to play a burn spell, but I drew the duress, which I would have really liked to have played here to pick off anything in their hand that I was scared of. But now I gotta hold up counter spells and stuff. I can't just play this duress here. Doesn't look like you're gonna play anything, which is a perfect opportunity for us to play our Think Twice. Alright, we take it all. Think Twice. See if I can hit a land. No, just no lands. Who needs lands, right? Just gonna Magma Spray this guy right now. And I'll pass a turn. Hopefully they go for the Palace Sentinels again, like they did last time, just right into my Counterspell Magic. No, they didn't think that was a good idea this time. Gonna Brainstorm here. Would really like to find a land, of course. I did find a land. I don't really want to shuffle any of this stuff away, actually. These cards are all quite good. Let's go ahead and put the Duress on top. Let's go Teachings, and then Duress. Let's go Duress, then Teachings. I'm just going to play my island here. Definitely want to have this Hydroblast for when they play their Sentinels here with Pyroblast backup. Okay, Ichor Wellspring's not a problem. Just fall summoning that guy. See if they have double Pyroblast. Nope. And no other spells to play either. Interesting. Alright, let's play this and pass the turn. I'm okay shuffling away that Duress. I mean, I'd like to play it, but I would rather keep all of these cards more than that. Hopefully this is a Palace Sentinels here with Core Skyfisher, huh? Yeah, I'll counter that too. And I want to draw that Duress, so I'm not going to fetch before playing the Exclude. Alright, I'll Hydroblast this. We'll see if it works. Our opponent doesn't realize they've had a red floating the whole time. They keep tapping more mana for it. But that's okay. Alright, well, I don't really... Well, actually I would like to draw the Duress now that this Ichor Wellspring's back in their hand. That's a tough call. Yeah, I think I'll draw it. So let's go ahead and Duress them. I can take the Ichor Wellspring for sure. If they have more Pyroblasts, though, I'd really like to grab those. Alright, I don't care about the Bolt. I actually don't have an answer to this Kuldotha Rebirth other than Counterspell at the moment. I think I'd rather take the Ichor Wellspring though. No. Let's just get rid of the Wellspring. If they want to use their... if they want to use up their land in order to play the Kuldotha Rebirth, I'll just play a Counterspell on it. Or I'll probably tutor up an Electrickery, actually. Hopefully this works. I'll be a little annoyed if they top decked their third Pyroblast on this exact turn after I duress them. I'm going to get a Swamp here. We're in a pretty controlling spot, but if they are able to land a Palace Sentinels next turn, if I don't draw an untapped land, I can't actually counter it. Okay. Those guys aren't a problem. So what do they have left? They've got a Gorilla Shaman and a Lightning Bolt left in their hand. I'm just going to pass the turn here. I'm going to eat this hit, and hopefully they just run out the Gorilla Shaman. Because then I'll just Electrickery it all away. Kind of looks like they have 6 here. Yeah, they did. Well, that's fine. I have to do the Electrickery, not the Echoing Decay, because they can bolt one of their goblins. So, I don't really want that to happen. Let's play these pieces of the puzzle. See what I can find here. Okay, I got a Prohibit, and I'm going to take the Innocent Blood, I think. I'm going to play this Ash Barrens and pass the turn. The only way I think I could really lose is if they just play a Palace Sentinels here. So I just don't foresee myself losing if they don't do exactly that. Alrighty. We're in great shape here. I know they're 2 cards. Neither of them is very good. I think I'd rather double think twice here. I want to hit some lands. Alright, my wish has been granted. I'm just going to play some of these for now. Some of these tap lands. I want to gain some life, get out of bolt range. I got another Kuldotha Rebirth. I have another Electrickery. But I'm going to use my mana for Teachings first. Going to grab another Teachings. And we're going to go ahead and Electrickery those guys away. And then let's play an Izzet Boilerworks. I'll pick up this Caves. So I wonder if they're just saving their Gorilla Shaman for once I play an artifact. That way I have to counter it. That's a sensible play to make. Grab an Exclude here. I do have to be a little careful of the time. I'm running a little low, but I think we'll be fine here. Probably start commentating a little less though. I really need to make sure that I can finish this game off. Grab a Whispers here. Wonder if I'm lagging or something, or why. I don't know why I've been like getting behind my opponents on time, but it seems to be happening a lot. And I'm normally a pretty fast player, so I don't know exactly what the issue is, but it's something. Alright, I'll just grab a Counterspell and pass the turn. Alright. Hopefully I'll get to the point where I can draw some of these Pristine Talismans and gain like a billion life, and it'll be all over. Don't have any way to kill them any faster, really, so just kind of stuck doing it this way. Don't want to lose that thing to a Pyroblast, so I'm not going to. Alright, kind of just want to counter that, so I think I will. Just play Prohibit. the key here is like I'm so far up on cards that I'm gonna be discarding all the time. So I'd rather just trade one for one a lot of the time. Even if it's not a great trade for me, like that spell didn't do anything, but I can get up more on cards if I just slow them down as much as possible. All right, there's the Avant-Garde Justice, so we're halfway there. Just gonna bolt my opponent's face. Probably gonna kill them with damage. Be my guess here, but we'll find out. All right, they've got their Gorilla Shaman. That's okay. So like I said before, I'm just gonna be quiet. I think I'm not gonna say too much so I don't time out here. It'd really be a bummer to time out in such an easy matchup. So we won that counter war. They've got a core Skyfisher that obviously does nothing. See if I have enough mana for a double Justice. Oh no. Oh no, I tapped wrong. Tap too slow. All right. Down to 12 here. Should have probably cast pieces there. I'm playing a little sloppy. Just because I want to get the game done with quickly. I could have probably just lost the game there to like a Gorilla Shaman or something. Unfortunately, my opponent still has burn spells and stuff, so I can't just go crazy. Okay, we got a Whispers here. They're going to Galvanic Blast me, which I'm actually thankful for because that means I can start countering some of their Galvanic Blasts and stuff. Got a Hydro Blast for that. I can actually get another Hydro Blast here. The Bolt is fine. Just gonna Teachings. All right, I'm gonna grab the Crypt Incursion. Just so I don't have to worry about my life total anymore. All right. Just gonna discard my Terramorphic Expand. So I just have to do 7 more, probably 8 more Justices, I would guess. Which is just gonna be a couple more turns, not gonna be too many. I'm just gonna have 6 their turns, I don't care what they do. They can do whatever they want. All right, there's 1. And 2, yeah, I'm definitely lagging a bit. That's my problem here. Next turn I'll be able to cast 3 of them. A few too many buyback spells here. Yep, just F6ing their turn. Oh no, that's actually really bad. Alright, I gotta go really fast now. That's a whole extra turn. And what's annoying is black is the second symbol, so I actually have to like manually do that whole tapping thing. Yep, Glenhawk doesn't matter. I think I'll still have time here. Even if I have to do 2 turns worth, I should be okay. Man, this deck takes a long time to play, and it's a lot tougher to play on camera, that's for sure. Alright, I gotta get my mana tapping plan ready. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Evan Carr's Justice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Evan Carr's Justice. 1, 2. And then I can get all the way up to 7. Cast Evan Carr's Justice. Pick up an island. Discard a Magma Spray. Pass the turn. Man, that's annoying. And my opponent, yeah, so obviously my opponent's just trying to time me out. Oh no, they're not. Interesting. They could have picked up this Lone Missionary if they were really trying to time me out. That probably would have worked. I'm not sure I would have been able to do another, like, that many more. My opponent obviously must not have seen it. Or they're trying to actually kill me. They aren't going to be able to actually kill me. Even with the Galvanic Blast is not going to be enough. 4, 5, 6, 7. Justice. Alright, just got to make sure I don't do any misclicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Alright, I did it. Yep, so my opponent figured out that they might have been able to time me out that way. Would have been close. So, yeah, we managed to win that one. This is normally a pretty easy matchup in general, but I did start running low on time there. I think I'm lagging a bit, so I might kind of restart some of my stuff so that I don't have that problem in the next matches. So we are 2-1. I'll see you guys in the next round.